One player that I've been interested in watching them develop, which seems kind of weird to follow, is Catrina Allen. Because you picture her at the top always. I think, I've said this to Trevor, and people think I'm crazy every time I say this. I still think that she is the best FPO thrower of the disc.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that... Okay, good. Finally. Someone agrees with me. Every time I say that, people think I'm crazy.
You can just go to UDisc. Her fairway percentage at like almost every single tournament.
I think she's the most talented FPO player. It seems to just be her putting. As the year went on last year, that seemed to start to change a little bit, but then we still saw flashbacks to previous Catrina Allen, for instance, at the Pro Tour Championship when she...
Oh, yeah.
When she had it, and then...
that was so sad.
You know, for lack of a better word, she choked it away.
Yeah. That's a tough hole, too.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. I played that tournament the week before. I played a tournament on that same hole. It's like, it looked really different on when I was watching it on, TV than versus. And just being able to say watching it on TV is awesome. But it looked really different when I was watching it. I'm like, that rock is significantly higher up than what they're showing. It's...
Yeah. The camera always makes disc golf courses look a lot different. Sometimes it makes them look harder. Other times it makes them look a lot easier.
Yeah, but I was surprised that she just kept going for it.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, I think that represents her mentality. She didn't really care. I think she's one of the players that I think has a similar mentality that we've seen in Paul and Paige and Ricky of like, if I don't get first, I don't really care.
Oh, like I think you have to when you're at her level.
Yeah, there's some players I think in disc golf, especially even on the MPO side, it's a little more evident where if they get second or third, they're happy. They're like, man, that was a good finish for me. And then there's a whole nother group of players that are, if they don't get first, they lost. Like, who cares that I cashed? Who cares whatever? I lost. And I think that Catrina Allen has that mindset. What are you expecting to see of her this year? Do you think that her putting is still going to be an issue, or do you think that she's going to be back to, the Catrina and Paige battles like we used to see?
It's like hard because all I see right now is what she allows me to see on social media because I'm not in Arizona, so I can't, meet up with her, go practice or whatever. But I'm seeing her open up in different ways. She's a little bit more active on Twitter. She called me out on Twitter, which I was like, yay, you're on Twitter now, which I loved. And then, she's a lot more active on social media in general. And I think for a long time, Catrina, from what I saw, was very guarded and just focused on herself. I think in golf, you kind of need to be, because it's not a community sport. Even though you're going out into a community of people and you're playing, it's really all on you. And so I think there is that struggle where you're doing everything and you have to do it for yourself because you're the only person that you can talk to.
Yeah.
And does that make sense? Like on the course, there's no one out there who can do things.
You don't have teammates to come pick you up or bounce stuff off of in the middle of the round.
Yes, exactly. Maybe you have a caddy, but she doesn't have a caddy at every tournament. So I think when you see a player start to drift away from the public and sort of close themselves in on their sport and their job, like we're seeing from Missy Gannon, and we've seen from Paige Pierce too. She's gone really quiet on social media in the past. It just is because they're obsessing over whatever it is. And I know Catrina Allen has always kind of struggled with putting, and that's sort of been her thing. I don't know if you want to call it the yips, or you want to just say that she's just made bad choices, or she just needs to reassess her form, or she's being stubborn. I've heard everything. I've read everything.
Yeah.
She's the only person who can change it, right? And so if that's what she's doing, you can't, I don't know if that's what she's doing. I'm going to assume it is, but we've kind of seen this in Kona. Kona struggled, and don't get me wrong, we've seen Kona come up from the bottom. And so Kona being able to see her struggle is not me being rude. It's her story. She's allowing you to see her progress.
Yeah.
So when I use this example, I'm not taking shots at her, but she used to be I finally figured out my putting. And then she'd do terribly at the next tournament. And it was really, really difficult for her fans because they're I thought you said you worked on that.
Yeah, I thought you figured it out.
Yeah, and so for the longest time, she's I finally figured it out. No, I finally figured it out. No, I finally figured it out. No.
Yeah.
And so Catrina, that doesn't sound like her. She's not going to let you see that. She wants you to see Catrina Allen. She doesn't want you to see Kat and how she is in her off time and, what she's doing. She's slowly starting to show us more, but she doesn't want you to see her flaws.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. I'm, whatever. Social media can be used for whatever you want. But right now, I don't know. I'm assuming she's going to want to work on it, But again, I only see what she shows us, and right now it is more than we've seen in the past, but I don't know what to expect from her. I know she's going to be on our podcast. We call her a fairway goddess because she literally will like 3-putt and then she'll just pure a beautiful line. Like, did you see that Disc Golf Pro Tour posted about her her shot at Maple Hill? She was the only woman to birdie this one hole. Oh my gosh, she probably took a bogey on the previous hole from putting. Like, I mean, and then she just, the mentality that you have to be able to do that, if she can get her putting in, look out, because oh my gosh. And she kind of started to towards the end, actually. She was doing like straddle putting and everything and just trying to change things up, and it was good. But yeah, she's, you know, she definitely is worthy of the fans that she has because of everything she's gone through and how she's just continued to push. And I'm super, super happy that we have someone like that in FPO because it's a good example of just keep going and believing in yourself. And like, I think too many people just think this sport is too easy, and it's not.
Yeah.
So